this is Sherry from Style Tips with Sherry. Welcome to my Saturday video. I hope that you are having a great weekend, and maybe you're not even watching this on a weekend, but I'm glad that you're here. Thanks for showing up today, and if you're new here, welcome. We have a lot of fun on this channel, really helping women deal with things that they might be going through, what you might be going through, as it pertains to aging this month. And so I don't know if that's where you are, but one day we're all going to age, and we're actually in the middle of it right now, right? Well, today I have a special guest, and we are going to be discussing what happens when our bodies change and age as we grow older. Like, what happens? And I have to tell you, yesterday I had 5 appointments with women on Zoom, and every single one of them, when I asked them where did they gain their weight, they said their stomach. And so that's kind of a big deal as we grow older, because even when you try to exercise, you try to do, you eat right, sometimes, and majority of times, our stomachs, it kind of just hits our stomachs. So whether you've had a baby, whether you've gone through menopause, whatever it is, the stomach just seems to be the stubborn area. And our guest today is struggling with that very same thing. And so we're going to talk to her. But what I want to do first is just help us to kind of look at this aging process and consider what is happening as we grow older, and how do we do it gracefully when our bodies are changing. And so I really think that aging gracefully happens when we have a good attitude about life. And, if we're kind of in a bad mood all the time, we're not really going to age gracefully. We're going to age ugly, if you really want to know the truth. And so that's where I would start. And then the number 2 thing is we have to do something about it. We can't just let the age happen to us and not take care of our bodies. And so when we are on this channel, we talk a lot about style and how that affects our outer appearance and how others see us. But really, if I'm just going to eat anything that I want to, it's going to end up on the belly. It's going to end up on all kinds of places. But we do have to consider taking better care of ourselves. So whether that means exercising, changing your diet, whatever that is. But as somebody said to me this week, we can't, as we're growing older, it is happening to us, but we got to do something about it. And I thought, she's absolutely right. And so one of those things when it comes to style is actually being aware of your body and where you gain your weight, and then learning to dress for that particular area. So I talk about the BODX system, BODX. Basically, when you look at yourself in a mirror, where do you gain the most amount of weight? And for many, many, many of you, belly is going to be the answer. And so you would fall into the B body shape. But there are some of you who gain mostly in your hips and thighs, your bottom half. And so as you're gaining, perhaps your upper body seems to be getting a little smaller, because as we age, the frame and the what do we call it? Our body shape, our frame our bones get more, fragile, they get weaker. And so if we're not exercising, that our upper body can really tend to look a little smaller, and our shoulders kind of go in this way. And so really understanding that if you are gaining weight in your hips and thighs, that I get that. I understand that there are women who when you look in the mirror, you think, oh my goodness, my hips are getting bigger. When in fact, maybe it's just that your frame is actually getting a little more fragile as you're getting older. So your hips look bigger, but you have to dress for that. So you do have to pay attention to that and dress accordingly. And so we're going to talk about some of those tips with our guest today. Her name is Jennifer Jackson. I'll let her introduce herself, but she is a really fun friend that I got to meet actually last year. We haven't even been friends for a year yet, but we'll talk about that when I bring her on camera. So let's go ahead and do that, and let's get into talking about this. And by the way, every Sunday afternoon at 3 o'clock on my Facebook page, which is called Fashion Meets Faith. Fashion Meets Faith. We'll put that up there on the screen. Every Sunday afternoon at 3 o'clock, I answer questions that women asked me the previous week before. So if you have questions about dressing for your body shape, what I'll do this week, and not only answer those questions tomorrow, but put them in the comments and I'll grab your questions and answer them live tomorrow as well. So if you're not following the Fashion Meets Faith page, I hope that you will, and join me tomorrow live at 3 o'clock so we can share time together and I can answer your questions. So let's get to Jennifer now. Jennifer, I am so happy that you are able to join me today so we can talk about aging bodies and all of that. But first of all, okay, wait, who knew that we were going to show up with the same color on? Ah! Can you even believe it? Oh my goodness. All right, so tell them who you are and how we know each other.
Well, my name is Jennifer Jackson, and I live in Columbus, Ohio. I have been a pastor's wife for 29 years, and I serve in full-time ministry. I'm also a pastor. I work with women, mostly with women, and I met you because you came and did an amazing event at our church, and the women are still talking about it. They are still talking about it. They loved you so much. So I do hope you'll come again.
Oh my goodness, I hope I come again too. And we actually went shopping the next day too. That was an extra treat. So we had so much fun. And Jennifer and I found out that we have this really bad habit in common, like really bad habit. And I think I wanted a Coke really bad, like a McDonald's Coke, but she didn't really want to bring it up that she wanted a McDonald's Coke. And so one of us actually like spotted McDonald's and I was like, do you think we could go through the drive-thru? And the other one was like, oh my gosh, yes. Oh my goodness. Do you remember that, Jennifer? We still talk about it.
Oh yeah.
So how are you doing on that Coke habit?
Well, the way I like to think about dieting is I don't like to diet, but I do find the things that I love. So if I can do 80-20, like 80% good, 20% bad, then I can live life and be happy. So, I mean, I think about, I love blueberries. So I eat blueberries. I love water with lemon. I love, there's certain things that I love. So I do those and that makes me happy. And then occasionally McDonald's drive-thru. I know it's terrible.
But you know what though? I have decided I'm doing the same thing. So it's very rare that I get a Coke anymore, which is almost like I never thought I would ever be like that. But I'm doing the same thing. If I really want it, I just go get it. But it's 80-20. So yay! Let's talk about our bodies and our changing bodies and what is happening to our bodies. And so I want to give a little background about when I first met you. And like Jennifer said, we met last September, I think it was, in the fall of 2019 when I was the guest speaker at her church. But the next day, and we planned it ahead of time, we decided that I was going to take her shopping. And when I walked in her wardrobe first, I went to her closet in her beautiful home and looked at her closet. I realized that what her clothes, she just wasn't buying the right clothes for her body shape. And so after trying them on, it was like, okay, off to the store we went. And tell the audience, the people who are watching, kind of what was happening? What kind of clothes were you buying?
Well, I was buying things that were too short. I'm 5'11", and so I was buying things that were too tight and too short. And Sherry really helped me to see that I needed longer lengths. I needed layering pieces to hide. I have a short waist, so we tried to actually draw the eye to the waist, but then layer with longer pieces. I have really long arms, so if you could find a piece that would be as long as your arms, that was great. So that helped me a lot.
Okay, and that's exactly what you can do as well, those of you who are watching. So let's talk about the belly and where you gain your weight. So Jennifer gains her weight in her belly, and I know that probably 75% of you who are watching this, that's a trouble spot for you. And it's a trouble spot for me. So we're all in this together, but she's exactly right. So here's the thing, ladies. First of all, I want you to, if you're gaining in your belly, then you have to go up a size in your tops, because nobody, first of all, if your clothes are too tight, you're going to look bigger than you are. And so I want you to be aware of that. Now, here's the thing. Jennifer has a really nice figure. You're going to see that in the what we're going to show you in a minute. She wouldn't agree with that, but you know what? None of you would agree with that. But Jennifer really was very much built like an X, which is a balanced body shape. At the beginning of this video, I talked about the B and the D body shape. The B is if you gain in your belly. D is if you gain in your hips and thighs. D for derriere. I always call it the BOD-X system, BODX. O is if you're overly endowed and you gain in your upper midriff, chest area. And a lot of times when you gain in your upper midriff, you're also going to gain in your belly. And then the X is the balanced body shape. Somebody who actually has shoulders and hips that are very balanced and has an indented waist, but gains, you know, typically when she gains weight, she gains all. Well, Jennifer is somebody who has, she's pretty balanced, except that she tended to gain her extra weight in her belly. And so when you see this, you're going to say, she doesn't look like she's, you know, gains in her, you know, belly at all, or just in her belly. So you're going to see it's a, you know, I mean, she's got a great figure. But here's the thing with her. She was buying clothes a lot of times in the junior, and I needed to move her away from that and go up in quality of her clothes and think of a different place to shop. So here's the thing, ladies, when you hit a certain age, even 40, I would say 35, 40, don't shop in the junior department anymore. Those clothes are made for teenagers and gals in their 20s, and maybe not even, you know, I mean, it's just, they're just made, they're not for you. However, if you see on your tags that they're odd numbers, so 7, 9, 11, 13, those aren't clothes for you. Those are made for the younger generation. As we age and as we grow more mature, and hopefully we age and mature, not all the time, but you know, as we age and grow older, what happens is that I really believe that you have to up the quality of your clothes. And so when you get a little better quality of clothes, they fall better on you and you look more put together. And so that's what we did for Jennifer. So we're going to show you a video right now of her with an outfit. Now she did some before and afters for us. And so first you're going to see her wearing a yellow and white striped dress. So see her in that video and how cute, I mean, the dress is adorable. But what was happening in that dress, Jennifer?
Well, it just highlighted the tummy area. Pretty much.
Yeah, exactly. But then what she did is she went back and you did what, Jennifer?
So I added a long layering piece, and this sweater was a little bit longer than average, and it just, it hides everything. Well, not everything.
Right. Well, but on that one, you added the white denim jacket.
It's a white sweater, yes.
Oh, it's a white sweater. Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. I thought that was who knew? I thought it was a white denim jacket. So that was a white sweater, but it was shorter. It wasn't super long. It was, right? Right? Okay.
Well,
so
when you're this tall, it's challenging to find long things. Sometimes I can't find them long enough.
Gotcha. The key though, ladies, is to make sure that it's longer than the fullest part of your belly. And as you'll notice in that video, she did that because it's right at above the hip line. And when she puts that on, all of a sudden what happens is the eye of the onlooker is drawn to the center and up to focus on the body. So if you have a sundress or you've got a top that really, when you look in the mirror, the eye, even you, when you look at yourself in the mirror, you go right to the belly, then pull together, get a layering piece, a jacket, something, a sweater, a cardigan that isn't too wide. And when I say that, when you put a jacket on, it should kind of fall where you've got, you know, some middle there. I usually say 2.5 to 3 inches in the middle. I can go more than that, but you don't want it falling away all the way back here. Then that means it's too small. All right, so great job with that one. And ladies, let me just say that if you are wearing a longer type dress, then you don't want to wear a long jacket or sweater over it, because the proportion, never long over long. You can do short or mid over long, but over long. So good job on that one. All right, let's take a look at the next video where you are wearing all white. And first of all, you can see, I love her faces. I love your faces in these videos, Jennifer. You did such a great job. But you can see that the clothes are too tight on her. And so she's got a white top on and white pants. But the next video that you're going to see, here she comes out, and tell us what you put over top of that.
So it's basically a scarf. So it's great for summer because it's really thin and airy. I'm not going to get too hot in it, but it adds the length. It takes some color to draw your eye away from those trouble spots. And I don't know if you noticed, but I also put on a bigger shell underneath it that actually had a waist. So I had a longer, bigger top, which, you know, I had in my mind no extra larges, but really extra large doesn't matter. It looks better, it's fuller, and it has a waist. Then you put a scarf on it and it helps.
Absolutely, great job. I didn't realize that was a scarf. But here's the thing, Jennifer just said something that's really important, ladies. As you're looking at that, she said, you know, in her head, she doesn't want to buy extra large. But here's the thing, you guys, nobody knows what size you're wearing unless you tell them. And you can even forget about what size you're wearing if you cut the tag out, and you don't even have to remind yourself. But there is no shame in wearing an extra large or a 2X or a 3X if it looks the best on you, because I can promise you, and you see it clearly on Jennifer's, on when you see the outfit, that in the first picture, when you don't have the right size on, you are going to look bigger than you are. And so when you've got a top that has a little bit of flow to it, and I love the second top that you put on. I like how it had kind of a design where it sort of went to the side. It sort of was pleated a little bit on the side. I'm not sure what, ruching or something like that, but I did notice that. I thought, ooh, in fact, I went back and watched those videos twice because I was like, did I just see that right? Did she change tops on that? So yeah, great job on that. All right, so now tell us about the last outfit. So let's take a look, and you've got a dark top and dark bottoms, and tell them what you learned about wearing the same color top and bottom.
Well, I think it is more slimming to have a column, a dark top and a dark bottom. But what I've learned is just a plain t-shirt on me, there's not enough coverage. So this, you know, I have a column, but added a little jacket again. It gives me a little more coverage.
Exactly. And here's the thing, I would have typically liked that jacket, that covering that she put on, the kimono, to be a little longer for Jennifer. So Jennifer mentioned this earlier, but she said something, you heard her mention fingertips. So I think that's what she said. But your layering piece, the perfect balance for you, ladies, would be if you put your hands down to your side and your layering piece is as long as your fingertips. And so that's just a really good rule of thumb. Now, it doesn't always have to be, but if you're wearing jeans or shorts or something, then that's a great length for you. Now, remember, if you're wearing a long dress, then you want it to be a little shorter. But if you gain in your belly and you've got a tunic top on, all right, so it's longer than your belly, then you can wear a shorter jacket that is above that. But as long as those two pieces complement each other, meaning one is long, one is short, then you can do that. Now, she mentioned the column, and I like to call that a column of color. You saw it in the white outfit that she had on, and you saw it in the darker outfit that she had on. It draws the eye up and down and does not have the eye of the onlooker stop at the most, at the fluffiest place on your body, which is the belly. And so you've got the same or similar color straight up and down, it's a win-win. So here's the other thing. What if you want to wear a pattern? And patterns, ladies, is a pattern minimizes and it maximizes. So a pattern will minimize actually a fuller tummy, because when you have just a solid top on, the eye can just go there. But if you put a pattern on, as long as the backdrop of the color is the same color as what you have on the bottom, it still creates the column of color, because a pattern allows the eye of the onlooker to wander and not just focus on the belly. Now, I said it also maximizes. It maximizes if you have if you're a smaller bust and you have, very small bust and you want to maximize, then a pattern will do the same. All it does is it tricks the eye of the onlooker not to go boom, boom. And so the same is true with a fuller bust as well. So Jennifer, tell us, is there anything, do you ever gain weight in your hips and thighs?
Yes, I do, but yes, I do.
That's okay. That's okay. So that really is what makes you an overall X, because you gain in your hips and thighs, you gain in your belly. And so one of the things that I teach, if you gain in your hips and thighs, is your column of color should be on the outside pieces, not the inside. So you would, if you had on dark jeans, sorry, here comes my cat walking across the table. No video is complete without an appearance from a cat in my house. But if you have here she comes. Hello. Say hello to everyone. Hi. Oh, there she goes. Okay. But if you've got dark jeans on, then you would want to have a dark, let's say they're navy blue. So navy blue jeans, then you would want to have a navy blue outer piece, even if it was a print and pattern, navy blue as a backdrop. Or if it was just a solid, say you have a navy blue blazer and you've got jeans on, then your inner piece can be another color or it can be a pattern. So here's the thing, why the outer piece? Because the outer line, we don't want stopping at that fullest part of the body. And so when it is a straight line and there's no cut place, then the eye isn't going to notice your hips and thighs. So, and the other thing about really dressing for your body shape and really understanding as you age is making sure that you have the right undergarments, especially the right bra. Let's just jump back to Jennifer. Jennifer, do you have any final words on dressing and what you have learned since I met with you a year ago in person that you might want to share with some of the people who are watching?
Undergarments really are important, and I like Soma. They do a great job, so I found some there. I love to wear a heel, even though I'm 5'10". I think even a small heel, it still adds that optical illusion of height. I just think focus on your best feature. None of us are perfect. None of us have all our features right, but just, says in First Peter that an inner beauty, a gentle, that God looks at the heart. And I think that when we find a feature that we like, focus on that. Don't focus on all the features that you don't like. Look at your heart. I think when you laugh and when you have joy, there's a beauty that comes from God, from within inside your heart. And I just think, Sherry helps to pull that out inside all of us.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. But she's so right, you guys. If our insides are a mess, there is no makeup or outfit we can put on that's going to make us look any better. If we're like, angry and ugly, and work on your heart first. Oh my goodness. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you for sharing that. Well, where can they find you? I know you're doing church online a lot these days. And so tell them the name of your church. Tell them, because there may be some people here that don't have an online church to watch. So tell us where you are and tell us where they could find you.
So you can find me at Jennifer Jackson at Simply for Women on Facebook. And I do a lot of things on there. Also Jennifer-Jackson, such a popular name. So Jennifer-Jackson.com. I have a website there, but our church has a very unique name. It's called The Church Next Door. And we just want you to realize that all of us are the church, wherever you're at, whatever your location is, and to reach out to your neighbors. So it's The Church Next Door. jenniferfrostbening.org, and you can find us there. I hope that helps. Yeah.
I love it. And I love it. And they have a fabulous church. It's so great. And you know what? I know, Jennifer, if you ever wanted to have me speak at your church or Jennifer speak at your church, I know she would be somebody who would love to talk to you and give me a recommendation. Like if you wanted to see what did their event look like, I know she would do that. But she also speaks at women's events as well. So oh my goodness. Thank you, Jennifer, for spending this time with us. Ladies, I hope that you feel better about your body. I love what Jennifer said. Concentrate on your assets. You know, if you love your eyes, if you love, you know, people compliment you there. If you like your hands, have your nails done. If, you know, just don't worry. Maybe go up quality on your clothes a little. Make sure you wear the right colors. You can see what color does. Oh my goodness, color is amazing. I also think as we get older that wearing darker colors isn't such a good thing. You might think it makes you look slimmer, but it also makes you look a little older. So wearing brighter colors, and I've really, I mean, even today I was like, oh my goodness, I want to wear this color all the time, you know? So, and Jennifer, you look amazing in that.
And another thing is the jewelry. Sherry really helped me to see that I could just be bold with jewelry. And so, you know, depending on your size, if you check out her videos about your jewelry, about your purse size, I have the biggest purse known to man now, thanks to you, Sherry.
Oh my gosh, I love that. And I'll bet you it matches your hair.
Yes, it does.
She's such a good student. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Jennifer, for spending this time with us. Oh my word. Thank you. It's been a pleasure. And I'm so glad I got to see you again.
So much fun.
Wasn't she so much fun? Oh my goodness. And I hope you learned some really amazing tips about dressing your body shape and really knowing that, girlfriend, you're beautiful exactly as you are. And you know, if you have to buy a new top that's a little bit bigger, so what? As long as it camouflages and makes you feel better about how you look and feel. If you're not subscribed to my channel, why not? I hope that you will. And until next week, I hope you have an amazing week. See you then.